Welcome to the threesome, y'all. The podcast where the three of us wish Candace Owens would just, I don't know, like drink a cup of bleach or something.
She's funny.
Is she
What's
funny?
she do?
I don't know. She made some comment about
harsh words about Ariana Grande.
Well, she also made some comment about how she wouldn't want to get on a plane if she saw a black woman flying the plane or something like that. She did. She's just the most self-loathing individual I have ever, known about.
Self-loathing, but it was...
She's trolling. It's the job description.
Right. I'm just hoping that the sellout is the sellout must be quite lucrative. It just must be. But anyway, that's the last time I'll mention her because, honestly, dead to me. That bitch, she could fall off the face of the earth tomorrow and I would do nothing but cheer. Anyway.
Welcome to the Threesome Podcast.
Okay. Okay, so if this is your first time with us, this is not a political podcast. But we're so glad that you found us, and we thank you for joining us. If you are back for more of our shenanigans, we appreciate you as well, and you, of course, are the real MVP.
Rah, rah, sis boom bye.
You clearly were not a cheerleader.
No, I have testicles.
Or, or you were one in the 50s. There are a lot of cheerleaders with testicles, for the record.
That's arguable, but I'm not going to.
It's not, but okay. But anyway, so the sultry voice that you heard earlier is our point person, our optimistic realist, our supervillain. Apparently,
like MF Doom.
We call her Star.
Red 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. And the dulcet baritone that you have heard is our man in the middle, our voice of reason. And he is called Magic.
Maybe your baby done made some other plans with another man.
Mm-hmm. And bringing up the rear as always, I of course identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group. And they call me Storm. So I don't know. I be working all week, and I got my nose into that, so I don't be paying attention what's going on out in these internet streets. And I look up, and there's some kind of beef, I suppose, between Nikki and Meg.
Oh, God.
Anybody know anything about that? Because I don't.
Yeah, I just know Nikki said something about her mama. Yeah, I'm not lining up to listen to either one of their next songs.
Hadn't heard of it, don't care.
Yeah, I just...
Rich people arguing.
I just asked.
Is nothing for me.
Yeah, I just asked because it's trending, and, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, oh, that's interesting.
Nikki's always beefing with everybody. Make some fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. I grew up a battle rapper. Like, make some good songs, people. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Well, not just that. From the few posts I saw, it had something to do with her sexual predator of a husband. I don't know what specifically. Maybe Meg said something. I don't know. I'm not in it. So moving along. Anybody have any foreplay?
Oh, shout out to comedian Bodacious. He was right about Bomani Jones. Anybody that gets the joke gets it.
Yeah.
Bomani.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, I like Bomani. So there's
He
that.
doesn't like me this week.
He doesn't like you.
What'd you do to
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you do?
I called into the show and said something he didn't like.
Oh, well, that would do it. Like, what did you say?
Hey, listen, if people go find it, they go find it. At this point, ain't neither one of our lives changed. I'm here now.
Okay, sure. Okay. So, on a more somber note, rest in peace to Marcette Espinosa Gonzalez, who was found dead at the age of 34 after an apparent heart attack. Don't know. No one said what's caused the heart attack, but if you don't know who she is, she was a Brazilian Olympic judo competitor. And I'm sorry, not Brazilian, Cuban. I don't know why I said Brazilian.
Lord, please don't mix it up.
I know, right? But yeah, so she died. She was only 34. It's sad. But yeah, she went to the Olympics representing Cuba in 2016. And yeah, sad.
Very.
So yeah, any other foreplay before we jump in?
Bust it open.
Yeah, bust it open. I don't have any. I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start out on a very light note. Because listen, I live in the Detroit metropolitan area. I am not a Lions fan per se, but I do root for the Lions. Like I want good things for them because I live here. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? like I don't be rooting for them to do bad. So I'm glad that they have gotten to the conference finals this weekend where they'll be playing the Niners. Anybody have any predictions for the game? Who you got? Who you predicting?
I couldn't care less, to be honest.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm waiting for Saquon to get a check.
Oh, well. Saquon messed that up himself. Well, never mind.
The team messed that up, but whatever. Ain't my money.
Well, that's true. But Saquon also didn't have to play. He could have held out. They would have paid him eventually.
They don't pay running backs.
Well, until they do. Because
They paid the first string quarterback $40 million while the second and third string quarterbacks played better. I'm not. Yeah, we're not getting done, man.
Listen,
Good luck with whomever your team is.
Yeah, but yeah, remember Emmitt Smith was like, okay, Jera, if you're not gonna pay me, I'm gonna sit my black ass out. And about 3 games in, when they couldn't run the ball, like
same
to
thing
the
happened
corner store,
with Zeke, and that's why it all went downhill.
I don't. It was already down. Well, never mind. Anyway. the new Cowboys different from the old Cowboys is what I'm saying, but yeah.
Yeah, they won 30 years ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they won because they gave Emmett his money. That's why they won. But yeah, we won't talk about. Also, woo woo woo, Cowboys fans, because they lost in. They lost in the first round of the playoffs again, and I mean,
it's like it's predictable.
At this point, I don't know what to tell y'all, because I tell y'all every year, and y'all always insist that you're, going all the way. And I'm like, you got to crawl before you can walk, but nobody listens to me, and then I have to talk y'all down off the ledge. So, yeah. Woo, woo, woo. That's all I got for you. Cowboys fans. But, okay, Star, he's no fun. What's your predictions? Lions, Niners.
Listen, I'm still boycotting the NFL. I'm sticking to it. I was tempted.
Oh, good Lord.
With all these, with the Lord, whatever. With the Lions winning and everything, I was tempted to break my boycott. So, but I've stuck to it, and I don't give a fuck about the NFL at this point. Only thing I will say is this: I do love the energy that comes along with a winning team. And there are a lot of people that are excited about the Lions, and the energy in the air in the community is just a little bit different because people are happy. It used to be like that around Christmas time. Like, people would be so much happier around Christmas time, much more pleasant to deal with. But it's not like that anymore.
Well,
but
that's because the Pistons were winning, which right now they are not. But okay.
But people, seem to be a lot more pleasant overall. So that's kind of cool. What I will say is this. After working down there at Ford Field, and just, I feel like the whole shit's a setup. So here's my prediction. At this point, if the Lions squeak out a win next week, they will win the Super Bowl, period. I feel like it's set up to be that way.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're going to, if it's not a setup, the Lions will lose next week. Not that I'm rooting for that. Or I'm sorry, this Sunday. If it's not a setup, they'll probably lose. But if they do win, just look forward to the Lions finally getting a Super Bowl, because that'll happen.
Yeah, I disagree wholeheartedly. I feel like whoever wins this game is going to get taken straight off the set by that Ravens team in the Super Bowl, because
so we're all sleeping on Pat Mahomes.
I'm not sleeping on Mahomes. I just think if Mahomes was throwing the ball to some people who were going to catch it, I mean, they had a good game this past game. I mean, well, a better game. I won't say because they dropped some balls this past game too. But them receivers, man, Like, if it wasn't for the fact that they had Pat Mahomes, they wouldn't even have gotten this far this season. That's what I'm gonna say. I think the Ravens are a juggernaut. That's what I think this season. I think they're hard to deal with.
I don't disagree. Well, from what I see, I'm not paying much. I did start paying a tad bit of attention to it. I don't disagree. I do feel like the Ravens are they're a beast of a team.
And I'm a Steelers fan, so it physically wounds me to say these things about the Ravens. Okay, it does. like I feel like I'm dying a little inside every time I utter those words, but my prediction is that the Ravens will go all the way and win the title, but I would love to be proven wrong. Let's just say that.
I'll just say it's about time. As a former Lions nut,
Whoa.
I feel bad that I got to sit out because all of my energy and all of my efforts from when they sucked, okay, were for naught.
Yeah.
But good luck, Lions.
Yeah, I will say I will be rooting for them this weekend. Although, technically I don't care who wins that game. I will be rooting for the Lions because I do, like I think it would be great for the city for them to get to the Super Bowl, even if they don't win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I think it's been great for the city that they've gotten to the conference championship. I just think it's great. So I'll be rooting for the Lions. I don't have any Honolulu blue, but
I could have gave you mine.
But I'll be coaching. I'll be coaching from my sofa.
By the time this comes out, y'all will know the results.
Yeah, I had all the Honolulu blue. I had shoes. I had it all. Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I had shoes that people would ask me every time I wore them, like where, and I did those myself. But yeah, I had shoes and boots, knee-high boots that I did myself. I was a Lions head, man. NFL, you just suck. First, and wait, while we on the NFL, can I say this? First of all, NFL, you fucking suck. So, for so many other reasons than what I'm about to mention, but this one right now. So there's a movie theater that is here that because the Lions are playing, off site. They were.
Oh, they're not just here. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
What? They're not what?
They're not just here. The Imagine has theaters in other places, but.
No, but I'm saying this one particular theater decided.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, they were going to show the playoff game, and the NFL shut that shit down quick. But they had to, honestly.
Had to?
Well, yes, because, I'm sure they didn't feel good about it. You know what I mean? But, no, but okay. There are two people, you don't fuck with the big sports leagues, and you don't fuck with that mouse. You just don't, okay? So, like the mouse will shut everybody down, regardless. The same thing with the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, when it comes to their intellectual property, but they kind of have to, because that is how they get their money. You know what I'm saying? They get their money through the television contracts, and they get the television contracts by blocking, by only allowing certain people to carry those games. So Like, it wouldn't be fair to, okay, so if I had a contract with you that said, okay, Star, only you, like I'm gonna have this broadcast and only you can carry it. And you're like, yes. And I'm gonna pay you X amount of money for that right. And then because somebody else feels good about something, I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let them carry it too. You'll be pissed.
Unless you charged like, people and shared the money.
Yeah, but they're not gonna share the money with the network.
That's
that
on
paid
them.
All that money. Well, but my point is, the network is who paid them the money to be the exclusive carrier of that game. So they can't just then allow somebody else to carry it. They just can't do that.
So,
it's not fair
first of all, I call bullshit. I don't give a damn about it being not fair. Here's the thing about that, right? So you take the Imagine, who was only going to take two of their two main theaters in this one particular, I'm sorry, two of their main theaters in their complex, okay? And what do you figure that each of those theaters hold? Maybe 300? Do you think that's fair to say? You think that's fair to say 300?
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking it's more like 250. I'm thinking it's more like 250, right? So you're talking about 500 people. They weren't charging. They weren't going to charge. They were doing it for free, right? Everybody can't. Hey, wait, hold on. Everybody can't fucking make it down to Ford Field, okay? Everybody doesn't want to go to a bar or can't go to the bar because maybe they have kids. You understand? So if you're not going to stop a behemoth bar like the one that's in Ann Arbor that can easily fit 300 people in their bar at one time from showing the game on fucking Sunday, okay, then why do it to Imagine? Why do it to them?
I mean, I get it, but like it's a different venue. Like it's not the same. I don't
care. That's BS. It's still viewers. You're still not getting paid. They're still not getting paid. They're still not getting paid. They're still not getting paid from the bar.
I get that, but it's for the same reason that the Imagine can't decide, you know what? Here's this show that's on Disney Plus. We're gonna show it on the big screen and not charge anybody. The Imagine is not they can't do that either because that mouse will come out of the back and shut that shit down.
Listen, I get all the intellectual, I get all that. I do. I'm saying it's some BS because if you don't stop other large gatherings from showing the game, why pick a fight with one?
Well, no, I get your point. I get your point. I do. I really do. But if they let the Imagine do it, then what's going to stop the next theater from doing it? What's going to stop, there's going to be theaters in Dallas next year saying, you know what, we're going to carry every Cowboys game on our big screen. We just won't charge nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to draw a line. they do.
I get it. It's still some bullshit.
No, I understand that, and I understand, and I'm sure, you know, like it did not feel good, but also, you know, hey, you know, you can also watch the game at home. You can also watch the game at home.
People sometimes want to take their family out to celebrate amongst the people and still be safe, and that's just some BS. But no, and I get where your point is coming from too. It's just some bullshit. Also,
well, I understand. I understand it's bullshit, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
so let's move on from that. One real quick comment that is related, right? So Detroit Police Department put up this video about a crackdown that they did seizing $85,000 worth of counterfeit NFL merchandise, right? Listen, we're not about to get into that whole license and trademark and all that other stuff conversation. Because I get it. You understand what I'm saying? But the city has way bigger problems than counterfeiting. And what I don't, when the Lions were losing, nobody was giving a fuck about Pookie and Ray Ray selling on the corner. Number two, they just wasn't. Okay. Number two, they're in turn taking the merchandise and donating it to like homeless shelters and stuff like that. What you think them people about to do? Now, a lot of these homeless shelters, when they get new merchandise, that stuff doesn't reach the people. That stuff goes right back on the market on Facebook Marketplace and eBay and some everywhere else. But meanwhile, taxpayer resources are going to shutting down counterfeit rings while you got unsolved murders. Like, no. I understand that you have to do it. I just feel like when it comes to that counterfeiting stuff, the NFL have enough money where they should be able to pay for their own people to investigate that kind of stuff. And taxpayer resources should hold on. Taxpayer resources should not be dedicated to it. Now, here's the thing. I understand that they have trademark copyright infringement task force. But if you go do it to Pookie and Ray Ray on the corner, then what you also need to do is hit up these beauty supplies and these freaking gas stations who are doing the same thing.
True.
That's just my
the NFL does not control what the local police do or what the local police decide.
That, but they do put out alerts.
Well, yes,
in these winning cities.
But every police department is deciding what they're going to crack down on. So
okay, I get that. But let the NFL do their own.
Your beef is with the Detroit Police Department because
it's definitely with them.
Yeah, because they have looked the other way for so long, and then now all of a sudden they're cracking down. That's something that they chose to do.
And again, it's not equal.
Well, correct, but is it ever?
No, it's not. But again,
no crackdown. Yeah, but no crackdown is ever
point
equal.
Of pride. It's like hit up these beauty supplies and hit up these gas stations with outfits, counterfeit outfits that don't even look as good as the people was selling on the street. Hit them up.
If the Detroit police cared about contraband, half of these corner stores, these gas stations, these
would be fine out of business.
Would not be in business because you go in there. Listen, I'm sheltered. I grew up in El Paso. Okay, the first time I ever knew what a Lucy was because I was standing behind somebody in line at a gas station. Had no idea what the hell that shit was. Didn't even know you could do that. Turns out, you're not supposed to be able to. Right. But they don't care. So, that's all I'm saying. They crack down when they need revenue. That's really what it is. That's when they decide they're going to crack down on stuff. I can't prove that, but that's what I feel. So, anyway.
Next topic.
So, a married Mississippi pastor, Ricky Scott Sr., has been fired by the church in the wake of an alleged, I don't know why it's alleged, in the wake of an alleged cheating scandal that erupted after a woman confronted him for impregnating her last weekend during the service.
See, you side chicks have no fucking respect.
Yeah, so she confronted him during the Sunday worship. I'm sure you can see the video. It's all over the interwebs. His alleged mistress, identified as, good Lord, Yulana Chandrea Beavers. And she, right, and she went up there and attacked the pastor's wife for some reason, which, okay, ladies,
Clearly she a hater.
Why you attacking his wife? She ain't slept with you. Like, she ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, why are you...
Beat the snot out of her.
I mean, I'll get to her in a minute, too, but, so anyway, they were trying to get the pastor to leave after the commotion. The pastor said he was not leaving, because the deacons had to the deacons had to vote for him to leave. And so the deacons voted and terminated his behind. Yeah. So anyway, the sheriff, during the incident, they had to call the sheriff to come and get the pregnant mistress off the church premises. She'd been attending church since 2019. Yeah. Despite the accusations, the pastor's wife, Sharon Scott, stood in the pulpit beside her husband and defended him, telling their church that everyone makes mistakes.
So she slipped and fell on his dick.
It happens.
Women. Y'all gotta stop that bullshit. I mean, if you gonna stay with them, fine. But what you don't need to do is stand up in front of people and defend his ass. He is a grown ass man. Let him defend his damn self. Which he can't because there is no defense.
He was seduced. He was manipulated.
It is entirely possible that woman could just be crazy.
Well, from what I hear, she ain't the only parishioner that he was wetting his whistle in. She just the only one that came up pregnant.
Maybe I look at things in alternative ways, but one, deacons got nerve telling anybody they shouldn't be cheating around in the church.
Correct.
Let's also keep in mind, like, yo, y'all hitting side chicks raw?
I mean...
And then take it into public places, and you know she don't know how to act in public. What are y'all doing in these streets? This is how I stay faithful, yo. Jesus
First of all, if I was the wife, I was going to say if I was the first lady. That'll never happen. If I was the wife, if I was the wife, that would be the main thing why I wouldn't go up there and defend his ass. Because you could have brought me home some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you out there being reckless. You know, you're not just out there cheating, you being reckless.
The wheel is still, he's reckless.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I just wish these women would stop providing cover for these men who would never provide the same cover for them. I mean, let her pop up pregnant by some dude that she been screwing and see if he stand before the church and talk about how everybody make mistakes on her behalf.
Joseph did
it? So, yeah. I don't know. So lastly, because... this has actually gone even longer than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a real quick hitter, y'all.
That's what she said.
So I got a listener letter. I actually know who wrote this letter, a friend of mine. But so it reads as follows. Dear Threesome, I, a 48-year-old female widow, have been dating a wonderful man, a 45-year-old divorced man, for just over 2 years.
Good for y'all.
Now, I have 2 grown grandchildren. I'm sorry, 2 grown children. I don't know why I said
45? Hey, yo. Or 48, what'd she say?
I have 2 grown children, a son who got married last year, and a daughter in her last year of college. He has 3 children, a 15-year-old daughter and 11-year-old twin daughters. He shares he shares custody. He shares custody with his ex-wife.
Good dad.
So what's the issue? Money, of course. I earn a good income, 6 figures, and so did my late husband. I also receive income from his pension. I own a large home, mortgage-free. My car is paid off. I have little debt and a well-funded retirement account. He, on the other hand, makes a moderate income, around $70K, pays child support, he won't tell me how much, and lives in a 2-bedroom apartment.
With 3 daughters?
And she says, no, he has them on the weekend. So,
yeah.
I guess, they stay there part-time, right? But, anyway, I know his car is financed and he has little savings to speak of. Also, he's only just now begun to save for his retirement. Because of this, and to protect my children's interests, I've introduced the subject of a prenuptial agreement. This did not go over well. He says he'll never sign one of those, and I shouldn't marry him if I think he's a gold digger.
Oh, how the roles have reversed.
He's also made comments about how his daughters will become mine, and then we will have 3 more college tuitions to pay. And she put in parentheses, I covered college costs after scholarships for my 2 kids. He says it in a joking manner, but to me, he seems to be at least partially serious about it.
Well, he's serious.
Don't get me wrong. I love his girls and don't mind helping him help them. But I just don't feel like their tuition is our responsibility as opposed to his and his ex's responsibility. What do you all think? Signed, bothered, and betrothed.
You don't have to marry somebody just because you like them.
Period.
That shit is not complex whatsoever.
That was also my advice. I'm like, first of all, if he's not good, if you just want to be married for whatever reason, there are plenty of reasons why people might want to be married, so that you can make medical decisions for the other person, for example. Like, there are good reasons to be in the union of marriage. Like, I get it.
Still make medical decisions, put that person down. Shit.
However,
What about your directive?
Like, you have a responsibility to protect the interest of your children. And in most states, well, I won't even go into the legalities of it, but I'll just say, if he can't respect that, then he's not the guy for you. I mean, you know, and just because you love him, just because you get along, just because you like his children, doesn't mean that y'all got to be together. Definitely don't mean y'all got to be married. So
here's how that would go for me. Okay. Prenup or no prenup. Okay. You better believe that when it's time for those babies to go to school, if you all are married, he is going to if his financial situation has not changed, he's going to full well expect for you to put in probably more than what you are comfortable with to send them girls to school. That situation for me is the bottom, like, because when you get married, it's like yours becomes ours. So that's how that a lot of people feel like that's how it should be. And I mean, technically under the whatever you want to call it, the traditional marriage state, that's how things are supposed to go, right? So prenup or no prenup, that's not going to avoid you having a problem when it comes time for them to go to college. Him not wanting to sign the prenup would be a red flag for me, because if you're doing it and you've had this conversation with this man, letting him know that you are trying to protect the interest of your children, okay, because he knows what his financial state is. And if you're doing it for those reasons, it should not be an issue, and, not trying to turn the thing back around and like, oh, if you think I'm, a gold digger and all of this other stuff. No, I mean, it's about simple black and white. Simple black and white, simple financial responsibility. I don't know. That she gives a lot of information in that letter, but there's a lot of missing pieces in order for me to give a solid answer. I would have to kind of know the two of them, because there's some stuff missing there. It just really is.
Yeah, to me, the biggest issue is the prenup. Like, marital assets, I mean, the fight about that is secondary, because at least those are us fighting over marital assets. You know what I'm saying? You want me to give you access to assets that I acquired with my late husband. You know what I'm saying? And then if something happens to me, it all goes to you. My kids can potentially get cut out of that completely. You know what I'm saying?
But not only, but here's the flip side of that. If that was if that was a woman marrying a man who had all of that going on,
nobody say shit.
He would full well.
I would. I would be screaming from the rooftops. Don't do it, brother.
She would, but the woman going in would full well expect, the majority of women would full well expect to be the beneficiary of that, no matter where it comes from. And the majority of people would go along with that. Like, yeah, he married you. He knew what your situation was when you married him. And it would be a whole bunch of that.
I mean, fine.
Take that, you equal rights liars.
I do have a question though. There's an age gap in there, right?
It's only 3
You know,
years.
Yeah, it's only 3 years. She's only like 3 years older than him. But apparently, she had her children young, and he got started later. Clearly, so
I don't know.
The age gap is with the children, not so much with them.
That is definitely,
and so go ahead.
That is definitely a point where they need to sit down and have a serious, all cards on the table discussion about finances. She says that said
that's my other problem. That is my other problem, is where she says he won't tell me how much child support he's paying. Like, he's being shady about his finances to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, what difference does it make how much child support he's paying? Why is that? I don't understand.
Well, it matters because if they're going to mix their finances, she needs to know these things. Like, she needs to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we go mix finances, I need to know how much of your income is coming into this house. Like, I don't think she cares how much he's paying. I think it's just the fact that he won't be honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
People.
I mean, the child support is the child support. That's ordered by the court or whatever. So it's not like, she can be like, you pay too much.
It can fluctuate for many different reasons at different times. Like, I don't know. My thing about that is again, they need to sit down, have an all cards on the table conversation. If they are seriously talking about marriage, okay, if they are seriously talking about joining their household, joining their finances and other things, they need to have a serious sit down with one another and point out what each other expects. You understand what I'm saying? Or what they forecast, if at all possible to happen, because she says that he says things in joking, but a lot of times people will say stuff in jest. Correct. But they'll be like, well, I told you, I did tell you,
Correct. Right.
So, yeah. And that has to happen before you all get married, because again, what if you don't die for the next 15, 20, 30 years? You understand what I'm saying? There is still a financial responsibility that is going to be pressed upon you because you both are together.
I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, you cannot, not even just in this situation, but I don't think anyone, well, unless y'all are like right out of high school and don't nobody got nothing. I don't think anyone should be marrying anyone else without having a financial discussion up front. Like, these are my assets, these are my liabilities. Because your assets and liabilities are going to become my assets and liabilities. You know what I mean? Like, we need this discussion.
That is what it really comes down to, because one, y'all ain't ready to be married yet, but okay, let's say you want to go through it anyway. You have to understand a prenup only protects you in the case of divorce. While you're together and married, them damn bills are shared, whether you like it or not.
Well, correct. Well, a prenup only covers, first of all, the assets that you're taking into the marriage. The prenup does not cover your marital assets. Married. So anything, anything you earn while you're married becomes community assets.
Yep. But so y'all might as well enjoy each other's company and stop letting the idea of marriage fuck up your happiness.
that is very, very true. Because here's the thing. It sounds like to me, for her, because she stated all these facts about, you know, how much she makes and how much she makes versus how much she makes and all of that, it's a problem anyway. Yeah, it's a problem.
If you ain't comfortable, don't fucking do it.
Yeah. Just enjoy each other company. Y'all travel, you eat, you fuck, you do whatever you know you want, and keep it like it is. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, who is going to benefit more? What is the actual benefit for either one of you to become one at this point? You understand? The benefit side is more on his side, which it sounds like she already knows that, which is the reason why she's asking these questions. Because what benefit of it is it for you? Because to say you're married and have a ring on your finger?
Also, there's 3 sides to every story, and we only heard one.
Yeah, that's true.
That is correct. But I don't understand why. Well, I mean, I do understand why people feel they have to get married, I guess. But I just, yeah. All I'm saying is always protect yourself. Always protect yourself. Even if he was making more money, protect what assets you have. You know what I'm saying? Going into it. Like protect yourself, protect the interest of your progeny. Like that's just a thing that you have to do.
That, and in any long-term relationship, it all balances on, is the good shit worth the bullshit? If you feel like he has other qualities that makes up for these, go for it. If you don't, it ain't that hard to just be like, we don't need to be married. We still cool though.
Right.
Yeah. Also, scientifically, men benefit more from marriage than women do anyway. So, I mean, take that into account.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, can't argue with science.
Science has proven husbands tend to die before wives.
Not anymore.
But they live longer. men die before women, but men live longer when they're married. Women,
but they still die before the wife.
Yeah, but women actually have shorter lives when they get married. Yeah.
Stay gay, broads. What you want here?
Yeah, I'm just saying. The science says that men derive more benefit from marriage than women do. Also, that's a whole nother discussion, because there's a lot of women that are opting out of marriage these days.
A lot more are killing their husbands slowly.
Yeah, but we'll have to talk about... there's some countries that are having big issues with that, notably China, Korea, because women are just like, no. We're just not doing that no more. But, anyway, that's enough time. Good luck to y'all. I hope y'all work that out.
Yeah.
Take marriage off the table and enjoy each other.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you know what my advice is always. I'm like, run, girl, run.
Marriage is a business deal. If you ain't ready to go into business, stick to love.
And hopefully you're not in one of those, what do you call it after you're together for so long? They automatically assume you're
domestic
married.
Partnership. What's the other one?
Yeah, they don't live together, so they are not in a domestic partnership.
Have fun. Fucking it up trying to be traditional.
Right.
Well, if you made it this deep into the show, tell friends, tell foes, tell hoes. If you don't, tell everybody you know. It's a Threesome Podcast. Again, you know where you found us.
Peace.
Yep. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
Google
Spotify,
Podcast is about to die.
Yeah, that's going away. Wherever you find your podcasts, you can get us.
Wow.
I'm going to walk the dog, y'all.
Woof.
Until next week. Bye.